Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing well as always, and today is the day we take a look at one of the deck that most people are wondering if it's any good. And of course, it's Chaos Breaker Dragon. Because of the nerf Chaos Breaker Dragon received, most people just assume it's gonna be bad, but in my humble opinion, I do think Chaos Breaker Dragon is pretty good as it has many good matchup, and if you come across an opponent that do not know how to deal against it, you will probably win the game. So before you decide whether if it's worth building it or not, first, let's take a look at the deck list. Okay, so here's the list. As you can see, the starter we are running is a unique one. Most people choose to run either White Knight Fenrir or even the Great Tree Searcher. But I think running this is a better choice as it allows you to bounce it to your hand and you can potentially discard it to use as Chaos Breaker Dragon skill. Of course, running those other starter is fine too, since it's pretty much the same as it's just a +1 to hand and -1 on board, but I do like the flexibility of this starter. Next, let's take a look at our main card, which is Chaos Breaker Dragon. So Limit Break 4, once your opponent have lock card, when it's unlocked, you can count +1 to actually retire that unit and draw a card. And for the second ability, which is once per turn, you can count +1 and discard 2 Star Vader from your hand and lock one of your opponent's rearguard. So obviously the skill isn't as good compared to the TCG side because instead of Soul Blast 1 for Limit Break, it turned into a Counter Blast 1. And instead of discarding 1 card to lock your opponent's rearguard, it became 2. Some other new card I want to mention is Palladium. So this is a great one triple rare where I recommend playing 4 if you have, if not 2 to 3 copy is fine as well. This card is pretty important as it allows you to relock your opponent's front row by paying the cost. Next, we have Clone Maker. This is also a really nice card as it allows you to call a great one from your deck if your opponent have a lock card and by paying the cost. Other great tool we run is the Chunky Attacker, as it can make perfect number with your potentially 10k booster, which is this, when locked gain return power. Also, we do run 4 copy of Sniper, as you might be able to lock for free if the condition were met. This is a really good card to punish Grade 1 or Grade 3 in the front row. Also, we do play a one-off Morbius Breath Dragon as well. You can play whatever you want, but I do highly recommend playing a Star Vader card because Chaos Breaker Dragon need to discard Star Vader. So the only non-Star Vader card in our whole deck is the Sniper. Also, just a one-off copy of a 10k attacker for Grade 1. And for the rest of our Grade 3, obviously you will need 4 copy of the Break Right, and I choose to run Nebula Lord. Also a one-off copy of this card as well, which allow you to, lock a rearguard when it's on place, Limit Break 4, Counter Blast 2. And it gains 5000 power as well. And the trigger build, you have to run Night Draw, you have to, because this deck really requires you to discard card from your hand to actually use Chaos Breaker Dragon skill. So this pretty much sum up for the deck list. This deck relies on Counter Blast a lot, so please use it wisely as it does not have access to counter charge just yet. I will have a total of 3 games in this video. First game will be a mirror match, second will be against Aqua Force, and the last one will be against Dimensional Police. I will have the timestamp in the description so you can choose which one to watch, but I do highly recommend watching all 3 as it all plays out differently. Is Chaos Breaker as bad as you think? Let's find out. Okay, so the first game will be against Link Joker, and I'm just gonna call it right now. Mirror Match is probably gonna be the toughest matchup you will face out there because it requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of patience to grind your opponent out. And this hand is pretty solid, I think I'll just full keep this hand because, we are just missing Chaos Breaker Dragon, and by break racking over yourself, into yourself, is not a bad option. And here you can see my opponent did run the White Knight Fenrir that I mentioned when I'm explaining the deck list. So it's not a bad option. You want to run it, go ahead. Because it kind of does the same thing. But I choose to run this starter. Another reason is because it is a 5k boost. So if you miss your Break Right, and if you write Chaos Breaker as your first Grade 3, at least it's still a 16k column. And here, good to see that he wasted the heal, so that's nice. Okay, a draw trigger, that's a really good start because this deck really requires on draw trigger. So if you don't get draw trigger in your super early game, you're gonna struggle. I'm just gonna say it right now. That's why you run 9 draw triggers. And here I'm probably just gonna write Clone Maker because most of the time you are only gonna use Clone Maker skill once in a game because you really want to save a Counter Blast for your Chaos Breaker Dragon skill, Limit Break, and the discard 2 card to lock a rearguard. And also for the new Grade 1 triple rare, Most of the time, you're only going to use it 1 or twice. That's why I say running 2 to 3 is fine, but I do highly recommend 4 because you never know. You might ride 1 and 1 might be in your damage zone, and because of that, you might only have 1 left in the deck. And here he have his Morpheus Breath of Dragon and a perfect 19k column, so he's gonna put up to 3 damage, which is fine, I guess. Ooh, another draw trigger, that's really nice. Our hand is looking pretty good right now. We have a total of 7 cards in our hand and our opponent only got 4. And here, gonna ride our Infinite Zero Dragon. And we still have not find our Chaos Breaker Dragon yet, so hopefully we can get it soon. And I'm just gonna make a perfect 19k column as well and put him to 3 damage. Ooh, the heal is huge. So because we checked the heal, we are actually ahead of the game right now. And against Mirror Match, I do feel like you want to actually break right first, because you want to start locking. And against Mirror Match, if your opponent don't call Grade 2 in their front row, they are gonna get punished. Because once it got unlocked, you can potentially push 3 damage to their opponent's face. And then he did call Grade 1 to the front row, which is fine, you know. Grade 1 is better than Grade 3 because at least they can use it as a booster later on. Ooh, double draw is, you know, is fine, I guess. At least it's not in a damage check, so I guess Twin Drive is fine. And here we wasted heal, which is fine as well. We did check our heal on last turn, so let's not be too greedy. And here he's probably going to draw 1 card. Okay, so here I can either be aggressive or take the slow approach. And I think I will take the slow approach because my hand size is only 5 and I want to be the one that locked first. So I'm just going to swing his Grade 2 and hopefully he pushed me to 4 or 5 and then we can start locking his rear guard. The best scenario is he put me to 4 and I get a damage trigger and he can't push the 5th damage. That would be the ideal scenario, and he don't have any more Grade 2, so he's gonna get punished. Ooh, that heal, that really hurts. That really hurts. So now we are going to fight, that's not good. Okay, we check a heal as well, that is really good as well. Okay, I guess we are still in the game. Because if he check a heal, and we go to 5, we are screwed. 2 to 5, even if you lock first, I'm pretty sure we will still lose the game. And here, sadly, I did not find Chaos Breaker Dragon, which is fine. Because I have 2 Grade 2 in the front row. So he can't even finish me off if he have access to Break Right because I have PG as well in my hand. And here you can see I bounce my starter and I can potentially use that starter to discard if I need to. So here, I think, yep, that is a better option because we already have our... I can't remember the Grade 1 name. Palladium, yes. Because we have 1 in the field, so it's better to have the 10k booster or potentially even more because for every lock card plus 3k. So if it's on the field, you break right plus Chaos Breaker Dragon skill, you lock 3, it's going to gain a total of 9,000 power. And he played creep, what the heck? And here is, I do believe I made a misplay because I feel like I should call down my starter because the next time we break right, it's going to bounce back to our hand. But luckily we did not get punished since we did get a trigger and we did draw into our Chaos Breaker Dragon, which is good for next turn. And let's see, what is he gonna break right? So he's gonna break right Chaos Breaker Dragon as well. So he's gonna lock probably 2 on my front row and 1 back row, but since you're at 4 we can survive. And here he did not replace his Grade 2, his Grade 3 with a Grade 2. So that's pretty surprising to me. And he did not lock my front row as well. Why did he not do that? I have no idea. Maybe he don't have enough Star Vader cards in his hand because the 8k booster he's running in his deck is not Star Vader. And here we're gonna break right Chaos Breaker Dragon and lock 3 rear guards. Of course you want to lock the double front row, because that is the main function of Chaos Breaker Dragon. Why is Chaos Breaker Dragon so good? Because you can lock your opponent front row even without Limit Break. But you have to discard 2 cards, so keep that in mind. So here I'm just gonna discard my Nebula. Wait, why did I not discard Nebula? Doesn't really matter, I guess. And here, if he do have 2 PG, we just win the game. And even if he have 2 PG, once he's unlocked his Rearguard, we can potentially push for 1 or more damage. Because there's no grade 2 in the lock cards. Okay, so he do have the 2 PG, so good for you. But let's see, what are you gonna do now? He's probably gonna Limit Break, I guess, yup. And lock my front row again. So he'll need 2 more PG to survive. Because I don't think he have any more PG. I think he left 1 more. So he need a heal trigger, I guess. Okay, so it's gonna swing to our Rearguard because that is his only option. And as you can see, I have no more counters to work with. That is why. Use your counters wisely because this deck really relies on your counter blast. Once you run out and you can't finish him off, when you run out counter blast, you are screwed. Okay, he have his last PG, but he needs a 6 damage shield. And we did get a trigger, so he will need 2 6 damage shield. So let's see, can he get it? And he did not, and that is game 1 going to us. So now, let's move on to game 2. Okay, so for the second game will be against Aqua Force, which is one of the better matchup. Because Aqua Force need to make 4 attack, and if you just knock 1 of their front row, they are not going to achieve that. So this hand is pretty good. We're just missing our Break Right, but you know, even without Break Right, running Chaos Breaker Dragon as your first Vanguard is not the end of the world. So, other good matchup against Big Joker will be clans that rely on rearguards like Angel Feather, like Nova Grappler, and many more. So this game is gonna be pretty straightforward because you know, most of the time against Aqua Force, you're just gonna see them not able to do what they want to do. And here he do have the new triple rare for Aqua Force, which is Tidal Assault. And his bot seems okay, but he's only gonna push 2 damage, and his Valerie can't even attack my Vanguard. So I have no clue, is it really necessary to call all of your Vanguard down like that? No, I think he did a misplay, because if he actually attacks his Vanguard without a boost, and then attack with his Valerie, he can count +1 to gain 5000 power, and burn my starter. So here I'm just gonna write my 8k, grade 2, and probably call my grade 2 down and try to clear his Rearguard. Yep. So really taking the slow approach here because there's really nothing much we can do. We can't call anything else, so... And his hand is only 4, 3 after he write a grade 3. And he missed his Break Right, so that's really good. And that's a really cool right animation. So here you see he pushed his grade 1 up, so maybe 2 PG in his hand. And he played critical as well. Okay, that hurts. That really hurts. 4 to 1, you do not want to see that. Ooh, lucky us we check a heal. Heal trigger like this hurt the most as well. So here we did not find our Break Right, so it's fine. Both of us did miss our Break Right, so I guess it's pretty fair. And here, I think I'll lock, yep. Because by locking, I can actually utilize my Colony Maker skill. And here, I'm just going to take a slow approach and just probably push him to 3 damage because I do not want to overcall. Because if you overcall and then you realize you don't have enough hand size to use your Chaos Breaker Dragon skill anymore. That's good, no draw trigger for him, so his hand is still looking really small. So here he called another Tidal Assault, okay. And he's gonna use his starter skill, which is drop draw, I believe, yep. And like I said, against Aqua Force, there's really not much they can do. They are just gonna attack. And most of the time, they are just gonna be vanilla cards without effect. And here, I feel like he misplay because he should swing. No, he played critical, so I guess it's fine. Because if he don't play crit, he play 9 draw, he should swing his Vanguard to my rear guard. And here we can Soul Blast. Should we do it? That's tough. I feel like if you shoot, if your hand size is low. Okay, then we lock as well. But I only need to lock 1 per turn. That's enough because, like I say, against Aqua Force, you only need to lock 1 of their front row and they are dead. So here I did decide to use Palladium skill because instead of discarding 2, I'm only really trading 1 card to lock it. So it's more value that way. And here I'm just gonna call full bot down. And hopefully we can put him to 5 damage, that would be nice. Sweet, we needed the draw trigger because our hand is really running low. And it's looking really good for us. Because again, he can't really do much. Although if he had his Golden Maelstrom, we might lose the game if we did not draw the Great Tree. And here check a crit, which is fine. We still have 1 more counter to work with. And here, is he gonna give me a second damage? Another damage? Because if he give me another damage, I can Limit Break plus lock. So if the lock card is a grade 2, I'll probably Soul Blast. Even if it's not, I think I'll still Soul Blast because I want to draw cards, yep. Since my hand size is only 2. And my starter bounce, and I can use my starter. Oh no, my starter didn't bounce. Oopsie. But it bounced now. So now he bounced, and then I can call a grade 2 on that spot. And we have a perfect 21k column as well. So if you don't have enough PG, he might need to heal trigger to survive. Okay, do you have another one? Okay, he does. Do you have another one though? And he do not, and it's that game. And it's game. So against Aqua Force, most of the time you are gonna win unless they surprise you with a Gory Maelstrom. So just keep in mind that you want to keep a Great Tree in your hand in case that happen. And I guess this concludes game 2. So now let's take a look at game 3. Okay, so last game against Dimensional Police, which is also another new deck that you can build in set 14. And this hand looks really solid. We are just missing PG and Chaos Breaker Dragon. And I'm just gonna mulligan 2 of the grade 2 away. Because against DP, I really want to try to get a PG, otherwise we might even die before even break wrecking. And no PG found, so it's fine, because we still have some time to find it. So I do feel like Dimensional Police is a dark horse in set 14 because it is a really strong deck in my opinion, especially Dai Kaiser if you can check a grade 3 the moment you break right. Because if you can, most of the time you're gonna win the game. And we did find a PG, luckily for us. So here, I'm just gonna ride I think I'm gonna run my Clone Maker because I have a lot of grade 1 in my hand. And Chalky Attacker is just better when you're going to your grade 3 turn. And if you don't want to boost, that's a good option as well. And since I have 2 Palladium, I did decide to call 1 to attack his Vanguard. And he did get a draw, which is fine. And judging by his hand size, he probably can use his starter skill and Superior Ride a grade 3 if he want. And he do have that grade 2, so if he have his Dimension Robo, he can Superior Ride Dayusha and attack me with 2 criticals. Okay, he just did 1-1, pretty sure he have it. Yep. Let's see, is he gonna Superior Ride? And he is. Yep, so here comes Dayusha with 2 criticals. Okay, let's see what else is he gonna do, because if he can push us to 4 damage, it's not gonna look good. And he can. And I have no clue why he used his grade 1 skill there, because it doesn't really matter whether he gets the 4k or not. So again, I'm hoping to check a heal like we did on the last 2 games, and he checked a heal instead. Come on, 1 to 4 is really bad. I really need to check a heal. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad. Okay, a draw. Come on. Yes, we did get a heal. Lucky us. I mean, it's pretty fair, right? He check a heal, we check a heal. Fair in my books. So, here we go. Chaos Breaker Dragon. Wait, did I just say Chaos Breaker Dragon? I mean Infinite Zero Dragon. Yes. And here, I feel like going for the aggressive approach, but I guess I can hold off a bit. And if your grade 3 Vanguard is your break right, try to call your when locked gain 3k power, grade 1 down, so that when you lock 2, it's going to become a 13k booster. And here he get a trigger, so that's kind of annoying because I want to put him to 3. So, too bad for us. And here, his Dayusha have 2 criticals again. Not looking good. Okay, he swung with his Dayusha first, that's weird. Because now his right column can't even hit my Vanguard. But I guess it's a safer approach because you see, if he swings with his rearguard first, I get a draw trigger, and if he don't get a trigger in his twin drive, his Vanguard is not gonna hit through my Vanguard. So I guess he's taking the safer approach, and here we did draw Chaos Breaker Dragon, so we are gonna break right and lock 3 rearguards. And you see, since I locked 2 rearguards, if the other rearguard on his front row is not a grade 2, I can actually lock using my sniper for free. No counter blast needed. That's why you run for sniper. So here, yep, I'm just gonna discard my starter because you know, Palladium is way better. I guess I'm not. Okay, since I have a Palladium in my field already, and I have my Clone Maker. So hopefully, oh, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call my starter in the front row to attack his Vanguard with. Because there's no reason for me to call 2 grade 2s. You see? There's no reason for me to do that. Since his Vanguard is just gonna swing into one of my grade 2. So instead of giving him an option which grade 2 attack, I'm just gonna only give him one option. So the real question is, which grade 2 should I call? So I did choose the Butterfly probably because I want to use my Clone Maker skill on the next turn, since I am gonna use my Palladium skill once it got unlocked. But it's a risky approach because you see, if his 2 check get a trigger, he will shut down my attack. And we get a heal, that is really good, wow. Okay, looking pretty good so far for us. And he's at 5 already, wow, that's really quick. A 3 damage push in a turn, you do not want to see that. And here comes the 13k base. Which is why I say the starter we are running is more flexible because we can put it in the front row, we can put it behind our Vanguard, we can bounce it and just call wherever we like. So here, judging by my hand size, I have to limit break because I need cards. And because it's 13k base, I need 2 booster in my left and right column to hit through his Vanguard. So here I can actually relock, yup, and then use Cloning Maker skill to call a booster if I need to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I need a booster. So I'm just gonna do just that. So I'm gonna call my Cloning Maker, my starter, and my grade 2 down. Although I did call in the wrong position, I should call the grade 1 behind my Vanguard to make a perfect 18k column, but I guess it's all good since our right column is 18k as well. Okay, we get a trigger, that's good. So now, he will need 3 PG to survive, and I highly doubt he have 3 because his hand is only 3, and he don't, so he need 2 heal to survive. And that's game. It's that easy, guys. And I guess this concludes the whole deck guide video. So, let me know your opinion about Link Joker in the comment section down below. Do you think it's bad? Or do you think it's as good as the TCG side, even with the nerf? Because in my opinion, I still think Chaos Breaker Dragon is good, but it's just harder to manage and harder to play because you really need to time your Counter Blast properly to utilize the skill. Okay, I guess this should be it. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Goodbye.